Yo, what's up everyone, I'm chilling game and welcome to the Endeevor release patch note video. It's gonna be a short one to be honest, because there are no patch notes. It's just an Endeevor release.
Ooh, new items are here. Let's look.
Yes, mt.lady, there is indeed me claiming my license items. And also Endeevor full burn. He comes out with a fancy new outfit, Endeevor cyber hero costume, along with All Might's cyber hero costume, and of course his quirk set. Now, am I pulling for him? Probably not. I am a little broke, unfortunately. So all we're gonna do today is just check out Endeevor in training mode to see what he's all about. But before that, he has a tuning skill that increases GP attack power and HP defense, which is really good, as well as a full burn is his special tuning, which increases the active duration of PU/plus chaos, and you level it up to increase active time. Regardless, let's go check him out in training. This is also a good point in the video to point out that I have been streaming every day during the weeks, from Monday through Friday, on twitch.tv/luck_es. I've been playing with mostly my friends, but whenever there's a slot, I also have viewers join in, play with me. Feel free to join. I do want to try streaming on YouTube as well, but it is a little difficult to stream on both platforms, but we'll see. All right, new Endeevor, let's equip him. Assault Endeevor. He has 350 HP finally, and yeah, let's just see what's up with his skills real quick, because he is just Endeevor in movement, so nothing will change there. Actually, his melee is different. His melee seems to be the same. Nothing different about his melee, so. And his special action is the same as well. Nothing different there. So, unlike Strike Kendo, he does come with his regular moveset. He was indeed the outlier. Alright, so let's see here. Skill details. Assault Endeevor Inferno Fist. We have special action, normal. Inferno Fist Jump Burn. Shoots flames from your fist that pierces opponents. Flame spreads from the impact point, damaging any opponent it touches. So a level 2 through 9, it just damage up, with level 4 giving number of rounds and size, as well as level 9. His beta has two uses, Vanishing Storm and Hell Curtain. So Vanishing Storm just summons a tornado, which, you know, level 2 through 9 is just damage up, speed and damage area. And Hell Curtain creates a tornado area, a little AoE, like a W wall essentially. The flame tornado expands in a circular shape, the flames linger and pull any opponents they touch. So it doesn't say here it blocks projectiles, so it's not going to be like a W wall, it's just going to be damaging. So level 3 through 9 just damage up, with level 4 giving more damage area, a bigger area to damage, and as well as a longer duration for the firewall to stay up, as well as level 9, the same thing. And then the Gamma, which everyone wants, is the Frieza Death Ball, which you fire a flame orb that explodes on impact or at max distance, and you hold that charge for a stronger explosion. So it's just a damage up on all levels, and level 4 and 9, it just increases the reload speed as well as the size of the explosion. Alright, so let's see here how he feels. I'm gonna have to reload again, god damn it. I forgot to get rid of Deku. Alright, we're loading back in without Deku, so let's check out his damage numbers. Alright, so the Alpha, I believe, does an AoE attack when you hit it. Yeah, it creates like a fire area. So, direct hit does 60, and it doesn't create a fire area if you direct hit. But you can shoot their feet for the extra taking fire damage. So, like, if they're near if they're near the circle, they take more fire damage. It's 10 per tick at level 1, I don't know if that increases or not, but then if you hit their face, it's only 60. We can also hit them behind a wall. It also targets walls. Okay. But if you can't climb the floor or the wall, I guess it probably still hits them if they're like on the wall or nearby. So let's try that out real quick. If I hit the wall over here, it doesn't seem to be taking damage. Yes, it is either the floor or the wall. I imagine if they're close enough to the wall, it'll still be hit. No, they have to be touching the surface. Oh no, never mind. Can you dodge this? But it's very particular about what it wants to hit. Alright, and also the fire can knock down, it can kill. It is very interesting. You can also hit stuff like this bench over here, and it's kind of hard to tell there's a surface there because the bench, or it's the texture isn't going in the wall, but it's still hitting him because it's technically surrounding him. You can see the fire, but you can't see the texture itself. Well, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Anyway, that is alpha at level 1. It does 10 per tick, and it does 60 damage. And it doesn't stagger or anything. What is the reload time on it, actually? It has a pretty decent reload time. Not super fast. It does reload really fast when you run out of it, though, compared to, like, just one charge. So it's definitely worth using all the charges if you can. Alright. So let's see here. At level 4. So at level 4. It does increase the ticking damage, and I think it increases the AoE. I think it might increase the AoE as well. It seems a little bit bigger. And it does 68. 68. Also, wait, it pierces? Hold up. The projectile pierces. Yes, the projectile pierces, by the way. It might not be a mic projectile, but it still pierces, and piercing projectiles are always really strong. And then at level 9, it does 80, and then it ticks for 12. Okay, so the ticking damage doesn't increase by a lot, and I think the size is the same. I really can't tell. Maybe it is. Maybe it is a bit bigger. Oh no, it does increase the size. Okay, so yes, at level 4 and level 9, it does increase the size of the AoE. I imagine because the projectile seems to be the same size, or at least the size change it wouldn't matter too much. But yeah. Alpha is gonna be really strong just because it pierces. Unless you're fighting a single target, then it's not gonna do a lot. It does knock down on 4 hits, it seems. And it doesn't have like insane range or anything like that. It definitely goes a decent distance, but it doesn't go super far. Alright, so yeah. 5 hits, and it knocks them out. Yeah, 5 hits and they got knocked down. Okay. Alright, next up, let's look at the beta. So the beta, you can throw down, and then by itself it turns to the firewall. Pretty neat. And apparently it also sucks people in. So if I put it like right at the edge of AFO, yeah, it does 100 damage and it pulls them into the center directly. I imagine you can do like that into a gamma. Maximum damage. Yeah, if you hit the beta, you can go straight into a gamma, or you can throw an alpha in there. But then again, they can just walk out. Like, I imagine if they're walking, they get pulled back in, or do they only get pulled in if they are just, you know? Let's see. Let's just give them move and attack. Okay, so if they touch the wall at all, they get pulled back inside. I see. So unless they roll out, I imagine you can still roll out of it or, you know, jump over it. It's gonna be annoying to avoid the wall. Unless you have iframes, of course. And if you have iframes, like, who cares? You can just walk right through. But yeah, that is a pretty decent move. You can do this into gamma. And there's basically nowhere they can run unless they have iframes or movement, which is, you know, pretty good. What is the range on this? Okay, so you can put this pretty far away, akin to a Chaco Gamma, maybe even a little bit farther. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Anyway, let's go back to checking the damage numbers real quick. So the tornado itself does 90, while the wall itself does 100 on both ticks. I imagine it's like 50 per tick and it just really quickly hits you. I do wonder though, if someone is by a wall and I pull them, nope, wrong button again, and I pull them like this, does it hit through walls? It does hit through walls, and also that is a little deceptive of a hitbox. Unless I fucked that up, which I probably did. Let's try this again. Right there. Okay. Yeah, no, the AoE on that is bigger than it looks. Clearly. So, if I want to hit Bakugo at the very edge there... Okay. And the firewall's not hitting him there, that's interesting. But it does hit through walls. It is something to note. You can't put this in a wall and it will hit an opponent. right here. Okay, so it doesn't hit them super often if the wall is up, but it does hit them by 50 ticks. That's not terrible. And the tornado itself does a 90 damage. Okay, next up, level 4. It does 112 damage. And the wall itself, does 112 as well. So it's 112 for the inside and 112 for the wall. That is interesting. The damage of the tornado itself increases more than the damage of the wall over time. That is good to know. So it scales better to land the actual attack over landing the wall, which is normal. Then this is 154, which means if I put them at the edge here, there's 132 for the whole wall hit, and it lasts for a while. Alright, pretty cool. Alright, next up for the Gamma. So the Gamma has a 136 damage by itself, the small version. And let's see if the big version is only bigger or if it actually does increased damage. It does take a while to reload, so I'm going to turn on fast reload after this. So you can also hold it for a little bit longer to get a bigger ball. And it only goes this big, and you can hold this for a while. And it does the same damage. The damage does not increase by holding the button, it just increases the AoE. Alright, next up, we have it at level 4. Level 4, it does 160. And it increases to a pretty decent amount. Pretty big. And then at level 9, it does 200 damage. Does this hit through walls? Let's find out. And I don't believe it hits through walls. This move might be line of sight only. So AFO is behind the truck. I throw a big ball right here. And he is unharmed. So this move is the only move he has that does not hit through walls. That is good to know. So if I were to place this tornado right here. Tornado, the explosion itself might hit through walls, but the rest might not. I am uncertain. It's a little hard to tell. This truck is a little wide. I might have to bring them somewhere else to test this. But I believe the AoE itself might not hit through walls, because he definitely would be in the AoE range. Right there where he is standing. That's good to know. So most of his moves will hit through walls. Of course, the Alpha with the fire will hit through walls, as well as, you know, the beta wall, not the beta tornado. So that is pretty cool. He is going to be, like my prediction right now, he's going to be really good at fighting whole teams, or rather fighting a chaotic fight, because, you know, AoE fire, go burr, just goes right through that wall with this, and you know, you can always just do this and hit people behind the wall with your firewall. That's gonna be really good at like interrupting heals with his kit, just by attacking. Of course, you're gonna have to hit the floor here, because if you hit the wall like we saw, the hitbox doesn't extend too far, so you're gonna have to hit the floor to hit them through walls with this. And it doesn't even go that far in, so they're gonna have to be real close to this wall, just drinking right here. Meanwhile, the death ball is really good for stalling yourself in the air. And it does massive damage and massive explosion. That is really good. Unfortunately, Strike Deku can do that damage with 2 alphas. That being said, it is an AoE attack. It can do a lot of damage. You see a whole fight happening. Like, look how big that AoE is. It covers like half the plaza. Well, a third, but you know, it covers like a big area. If people are not paying attention, they're gonna eat a whole ball. But again, the ball takes a while to reload. Level 9. This is an example. You can throw the ball, then you run away. Then, you know, I guess you can throw one of these and just start shooting alphas at them from far away. Because yeah, the beta does have pretty decent range. What is the range of the Gamma actually? Let's see. Can I hit that building? Okay, I can't hit the building. I don't know what the max range is. And it also does have a little bit of an arch. Slightly. Very slight amount of arch. But yeah, you can't hit people all the way in destruction, but you can hit them in front of parking from here. As a Has a decent amount of range. Yeah, right there, you can see the range right there. It stopped right in front of the turn parking from this building. So yeah, he's going to be really strong. He's going to have his own Ochako Gamma that doesn't float, but you know, creates a fire thing. And then while the firewall is going, you can, I wouldn't say you should charge a ball, but you can charge a ball if you want. And you probably shouldn't combo both of them for the only reason that they were probably going to get knocked back before they take the damage of the Gamma, but we'll see. Let's see. I throw a Gamma here as well as a wall. You know what? That can work. That can work. And melee-wise, I imagine you can probably just... No, you cannot alpha... Not a true combo anyway. You can probably do... You put a firewall around him. Do whatever you want. He's still not going to be very melee focused. He's most likely going to be combo focused. At least you can dunk a bomb on someone's head when you're right next to them. If they're chasing you, all you have to do is tap Gamma, because unlike Prominence Burn, the death ball lets you just tap the button. So you're just running away, tap, and then you run away. It's going to be a really good button for just tossing at your foot. You're just going to be doing a lot of shit like tossing abilities in your feet, because the beta staggers, the Gamma does a lot of damage. It doesn't stagger though. Yeah, the Gamma is just damage. Meanwhile, this move definitely does stagger you. At least, I don't know if it staggers you through the tornado, but it definitely staggers you on the explosion. That is something. Anyway, there are no patch notes according to my sources. Oh yeah, that is it. I would like to once again repeat, I am streaming every day on Twitch at luck_es. The link is in the description if you want to check it out. I stream at around 4 p.m. PST, or not PST, EST. Maybe like 5 p.m. EST depending. I usually play with friends, but sometimes there's slots open that people can join as well. So if you want to play with me, or just hang out to watch, feel free. There's a tons of rewards you can redeem, as well as other things. Alright, thanks for watching, gang. I'll see you next time, bye-bye! I'd like to thank my YouTube members for their support. A huge thank you to Reflect the Prince and Male6YT. I'm still a growing channel, and any support is very much appreciated. Goodbye, everyone.